Hollywood runs on illusion, stories made from light, sound, and imagination. But sometimes, imagination bites back. Some productions seem to drag something dark into the real world. Accidents, fires, death, and patterns far too chilling to call coincidence. Tonight, we're pulling back the curtain on 5 of the most infamous cursed movie productions ever filmed. Keep the lights low, keep the tape rolling, because once these reels started spinning, they never truly stopped. Coming in at number 5 is Rosemary's Baby. It began as a sleek psychological thriller. The story of a woman carrying a child she fears belongs to the devil. Director Roman Polanski shot the film in New York's Dakota Building, the same Gothic fortress where John Lennon would be killed years later. During production, the cast and crew whispered about Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan, who was rumored to have advised on the script. The movie premiered to acclaim, but then reality took a darker turn. Polanski's wife, actress Sharon Tate, 8 months pregnant, was murdered by followers of Charles Manson, a cult obsessed with celebrity and apocalypse. Jay Sebring, another victim, had visited the set only weeks earlier. Critics joked that Rosemary's Baby was so convincing it must have been blessed by the devil himself. After the murders, no one laughed. Even the producer of the film, William Castle, nearly died of kidney failure soon after. His last words before surgery: "Rosemary, for God's sake, drop the knife." Coincidence? Maybe? Or maybe, when you film a deal with the devil, you sign one too. At number 4 we have The Crow. In the early 90s, The Crow promised to make Brandon Lee a star. The son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee, himself the subject of a supposed family curse. Brandon finally had his breakout role, a musician brought back from the dead to avenge his own murder. The production itself was plagued from day one. Electrocutions, storms that destroyed sets, a crew member impaled by equipment, and then the gun. During a late-night shoot, a prop revolver loaded with blanks fired a fragment lodged from an earlier dummy round. It struck Brandon Lee in the abdomen. He died hours later. 28 years old, the same age his father collapsed on a film set. Fans called it prophecy. Tabloids called it the Lee family curse. The studio called it an accident. The final movie was finished using stand-ins and early CGI. A digital ghost completing the role of a man playing one. Ironic, isn't it? Our number 3 spot goes to the 1976 classic, The Omen. If you were a believer before The Omen, you might have lost your faith after. The film told the story of a boy called Damien, destined to become the Antichrist. And the coincidences behind the camera were enough to make priests nervous. Star Gregory Peck's plane was struck by lightning on the way to set. The producer's plane was also hit by lightning. The wife of a crew member was nearly killed by a freak explosion. And the hotel where they stayed, bombed by the IRA days later. But the strangest event of all came after filming. Special effects designer John Richardson, the man who built the movie's infamous decapitation scene, was in a car crash. His assistant was killed, decapitated, on Friday the 13th. A road sign near the wreck read, Omen, 66.6 kilometers. Hollywood calls that coincidence. The rest of us call it foreshadowing. Taking the number 2 position is the Poltergeist Trilogy. Few films feel as haunted as Poltergeist. The first movie was famous for its tagline, "They're here." Soon, tragedy was there too. Dominique Dunay, who played the teenage daughter, was strangled to death by an ex-boyfriend just months after the premiere. Heather O'Rourke, the young star who delivered that iconic line, died unexpectedly at just 12 before the 3rd film's release. Rumors spread that the filmmakers had used real human skeletons as props during the muddy pool scene because they were cheaper than plastic ones. The rumor was true. When the credits rolled on the trilogy, 4 of the principal cast members were gone. Hollywood labeled it coincidence. Fans called it the Poltergeist curse. And at number 1, we have the most infamous of them all, The Exorcist. When The Exorcist hit theaters, people fainted in the aisles. But the horrors started long before the premiere. A mysterious fire destroyed most of the set, everything except the bedroom where the possession scenes were filmed. Actress Ellen Burstyn injured her spine after being yanked by a harness. The scream you hear in the film is real. Linda Blair's stunt also went wrong, leaving her with lifelong back pain. Crew members died, including the night watchman and a special effects expert. One actor's grandfather died during filming. Another lost his newborn child. The producers finally brought in a priest to bless the set. And yet, audiences swore they saw shapes moving in the background of certain frames. Faces that weren't part of the effects. Whether it was subliminal imagery or something that followed them home, no one agrees. 50 years later, people still whisper about the Exorcist curse. The movie may have been fiction. The fear, absolutely real. 5 films. Dozens of accidents. Countless questions. Maybe the world just likes to see patterns and chaos. Or maybe stories this dark refuse to stay on the page. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoy diving into these strange mysteries, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, keep your eyes on the screen, and don't forget to look behind you. Stay safe, everyone. Swampy out.